Well, kia ora koutou katoa, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Bauer Auction Room for this afternoon's session of auctions. My name is Will Johnston. I'm your auctioneer. My job today is to just interpret a wee bit of value when it comes to purchasing great property here in the Bay of Plenty. We've got three offerings here for you for your competitive cash interest. A big warm welcome to those who are here in person. Nice to see so many of you in the room. And a warm welcome to those who are viewing online today as well. It's a live streamed auction, a public event. You won't be on camera unless you go and stand right in front of that one. If you've got a dying need to do that, you're more than welcome. It should just be me today, unfortunately for those people who are viewing. When it comes to the auction terms and conditions, again, nothing has changed from all the contracts that you have been furnished with, the conditions of sale by the salespeople you have been dealing with on the property that you're interested in. By placing a bid today, you are acknowledging to me a few things. First and foremost, you have received all of that documentation, again, from the conditions of sale all the way through to REA buyers and sellers guides, all of the correct disclosures, and you've received your own advice on that. So that's legal, financial, technical, or otherwise. You bid on your own behalf in a cash unconditional position, unless of course bids are being conveyed by phone. We do have registered phone bidders on some of the auctions today. All the documentation has been seen and signed by all applicable parties, so you can take confidence in that they will be conveyed by licensed salespeople. Today as the auctioneer, there's a couple of luxuries that are afforded to me. Firstly, may nominate the sums by which we increase the bidding, may refuse the bid if I don't see it in the best interest of our vendors, may place bids on behalf of the vendor. I'd much rather your bidding than mine, but able to do that below the reserve price. It gives you a guide as to where you need to be heading, and not for sale at that level. Again, just a bit of a roadmap. Today, if there's a dispute, I'll very simply determine that, and if I can't, we'll just go back to the last undisputed bid. Say someone calls out the same number at the same time, we'll just go back to the last undisputed one and move forward from there. In terms of the properties being withdrawn from the market, the vendors of the properties, the owners of the properties, are able to do that at any point before they are sold. That's their exclusive right to do that. Three things happen today if you are a lucky purchaser. The exciting part. Firstly, we will calm you down and remind you how to sign your own name. There'll be some excitement. We'll get any information when it comes to GST, though unlikely. This is a GST inclusive offering, all three of them we have today, so what you bid is what you pay. Nothing to add on top, just nice and straightforward there. And then 10% of the purchase price as a deposit, unless otherwise arranged by all applicable parties. So those are the terms by which we engage, ladies and gentlemen, and I know that we've got interested parties in this first property specifically. It has been heavily attended and a lot of interest shown. Being brought to the market, 195A Valley Road, by our specialists out those ways, Richard and Susie Leary, and has been an absolute pleasure for Rich and Suze to present such an amazing prospect and such a tightly held one. Hard to find another one of these in the market, which is why I understand so many of you are here. We'll go to the legals of the property first and foremost, go through a few choice benefits of it, and then we'll get to your competitive cash interest in it. So 195A Valley Road in Mount Maunganui is an estate in freehold. Don't often see this on Valley Road. 1,037 square metres, more or less, of freehold land. Lot 1, deposited plan S8178 and record of title SA1D folio 185. Vacant possession on offer today. GST, as I said, included in that bid price, and the 23rd of July 2026 set down for that possession and settlement date, unless of course there are variations to that have been signed by all applicable parties. So as we say, all of the numbers right for a property like this in terms of the size of the land, but the size of the property as well, that 356 square metres more or less. Plenty of room for this 5-bedroom fantastic family home to have those family Christmases, Easter coming up as well. A great place for an Easter egg hunt, I can tell you that much, especially if you've got Moa Park across the road. So you've got lawn of your own, but then, across the fence, but then you've got a large lawn that somebody else takes care of, which is always quite nice. If we have a quick look inside the property, it is the quality you would expect from a home of this nature. We've got the quality appliances, the granite bench tops, the great view out to the pool as well. Of course, we've got the little kiddies in terms of being able to watch there as well. And then grandiose but not pretentious in nature, if you know what I mean. It is one of those statement pieces in terms of that indoor-outdoor flow of another living area in the property, and multiple living areas. If we move on through, some cosy corners in such a large property, it's nice to see that as well with the wood burner, and then also mezzanine lounge as well for maybe the kids or the teenagers, so you can sort of put them upstairs and act like it's not happening. And then if we look at the pool, heated pool and spa pool as well, but then we're not too far away on Valley Road from the beach. So in terms of the location, well, obviously the beach, that Omanu sort of precinct with the shops there, heading down into central Delhi as well. But those in the know and those who are local, that Pitch and Pear coffee caravan that's about 200 metres down the road, just down on Valley Road there, those who are locals know it reasonably well. It's where all of the gossip in Mount Maunganui goes to have its day in the sun, so you're not too far away from that as well. So, look, ladies and gentlemen, as I say, we've got interest in the property in the room. We've got phone bidders on this as well. So I call for an opening bid, opening offer on 195A Valley Road. Where would you like to start? Your turn. First call for an opening bid. Got to have a start if we aren't having an end, ladies and gentlemen. Won't be suggesting a value. Second call, opening bid.
$3 million.
$3 million, thank you very much, appreciate that. I didn't have to get to 3, which is good in terms of counting, but at $3 million, ladies and gentlemen, happy to take in $100,000 rises from there. Would expect a flurry of hands at that level. $3 million, first call at $3 million, searching for 3-1. Second, at $3 million, ladies and gentlemen, searching for 3-1. 3-1 I have now, appreciate that. On my left-hand side, you're right. 3-2 if you will, sir. 3-2, the opportunity well away from selling instructions, buying a conversation at this point. And it's free at this point at $3,100,000. Second, at 3-1. 3-2, can I say? 3-2 on the nod, appreciate that. 3-3, shall we? 3-3 straight away. Quick bid's a good bid. 3-4, shall we? 3-4, the opportunity now. 3-3, I have on my left. First call at 3-3. Second, at 3-3. Third and final, at $3,300,000, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome you back in at 100 above. Can I? Otherwise, we pause and we have the conversation. You want to be in that situation, I promise you. 3-4, shall we? 3-4? 3-4 now. At 3-4? 3-4-50. Appreciate that. At 3,450,000. 3-5, shall we? 3-5. 3-5 on the nod, appreciate that. At 3,500,000, the gentleman on the right. 3-5-5, sir. Offer you the same luxury. At 3,500,000 on the money at 3-5. Straight on the nod at 3-5. First call. At 3,500,000 before we pause and have a conversation with our highest bidder. Seconds. Be in that position. If you've been biding your time, now is the time.
850.
Another 50, 3,550. 6 if you like. 6 the opportunity now. 3,550 first call. Second at 3,550. Third and final for the conversation at 3,550. 6, 6. 650 if you will. 3-6 now. First at 3-6. Second. Third and final, we pause, fair warning. Pause in the auction at 3,600,000. Property pause, fair enough, we'll have a conversation with you privately, see if we can get you into ownership, so auction pause. Leave it in your capable hands, Richard and Paul. Appointments, right? So let's do that. Right, we move to the next property we've got an offer here for you, ladies and gentlemen. It's 3 Webb Place in Papamoa Beach, brought to the market by the brilliantly named Will Holiday. It is a fantastic property on offer here for you today, ladies and gentlemen. Go to the legals of it first and foremost. 3 Webb Place in Papamoa Beach, an estate in freehold, an area of 587 square metres more or less. Comprised in Lot 2, Depositor Plan 70414, in record of title SA 56C, Folio 457. We've got 15 working days from the date of this agreement as the possession and settlement date. Also highlight clause 26, which has been in the conditions of sale throughout the marketing period of it. When it comes to DVS system and the alarm system not in working order, the alarm system being disconnected. But again, just a purchaser acknowledgement, nothing's changed from what you have been furnished with over the marketing period of the property. So, Webb Place, ladies and gentlemen, it is one of those brick and tile beauties with some nice flat land. All of those boxes ticked when it comes to future-proofing your investment. If we have a look around the other side of the property, bathed in sunshine, north facing as well. Absolutely fantastic for that housewarming and nice and safe for your pets and your kids and your family as well in an area such as this, that Evans Road precinct in terms of the kids. Just down the road, that Tahatai Coast School, and just the other way, of course, the Papamoa Beach. So, moving into the property, Cantu's ready to move in and enjoy, but also the opportunity, if we continue to move on through with the open plan nature of it, to add your own touches to it, bring it up to another standard if you're so inclined to do so. Looking through the property, as I say, the heart of the home, that kitchen and open plan area, and then if we in terms of location, as I say, beyond reproach, you go one way and you head down to Good Home for a tipple, you go the other way, you head down to Fashion Island, and then, well, just drawing out from the property, you really, if you've got large legs like I do, almost a hop, skip and a jump to the beach. Just down yonder. So, if you've got interest in the property, now would be the time, ladies and gentlemen, in terms of free web place. Now we've got phone interest in the property, those in the room as well. An opening bid, an opening offer on free web. First call for an opening bid.
917 and a half.
Sorry?
917 and a half.
917,500. Fantastic start, sir, at 917 and a half. I would offer it straight to $1 million would be the opportunity I would suggest. 917, specific number, $1 million I have now. Very specific number as well, on the nod at $1 million. Offer you 25 above if you like in terms of bidding strategy, sir. This is the way we need to go to see if we can get it on the market for you. 1,025,000, the opportunity. First call at $1 million on the phone.
No, not cheap.
Second, at $1 million. Searching for $1,025,000. Sound the nod?
Yeah,
25 would need to be well away from selling instructions at this point. Otherwise, we'll pause and have a conversation with our highest bidder at this stage. $1,025,000, can I say?
25.
25, appreciate that. Working with you, see if we can get you into ownership, sir. $1,050,000 if you like, Rosemary, on the phone. Not exclusive to these two parties. Everyone else welcome to participate. $1,050,000, thank you very much. Another 25 on top if you like, sir. The opportunity now. Searching for $1,025,000. $1,075,000. 25 on top of it. First call at $1,050,000. Second, at $1,050,000. Third and final, $1,050,000. Fair warning, we'll pause the auction. The highest bidder. Very well, auction pause. We'll have a conversation with your phone bidder, Rosemary, see if we can get them to ownership.
Chat to you off the phone. Okay, well, just...
Yeah, you can chat amongst yourselves. You've got good company. You'll be all right. Right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your patience. Realise it feels like it's a wee bit of time while you're out here, but again, beneficial conversations. We left the floor on 3 Webb Place in Papamoa Beach at $1,050,000. We now have had an increase from our highest bidder to another round number of $1,100,000. Can you get that confirmed, Rosemary?
Yes.
At $1,100,000, ladies and gentlemen, the vendors have decided to put the property on the market and sell it to the highest bidder. So at $1,100,000, we sell away for a better bidder offer to the bidder on the phone for 3 Webb Place in Papamoa at $1,100,000. The first call, second, third and final, the property is going, gone and sold. Congratulations. Well done to the vendors. Well done to the vendors on another fantastic campaign as well. And we'll move to the next property. Will. Okay, we move to the final offering we have. I'll have an update for you on Valley Road as soon as I'm able to give it to you. Move to the final property we've got on our card here today, ladies and gentlemen. The Bauer Auction Room is brought to the market by Jimmy Bell. It is 67 Goodwin Crescent in Pies Parks. That is state and freehold. Record of title 758947. And a possession and settlement date of 17th of April 2026 unless otherwise arranged. It is one of those properties that is just the typification of moving in and enjoying it, nothing to do. It is all set up and ready to go. Some beautiful lawn out the front, a bit out the back for you there as well, nice and modern in terms of its design and recently built. Moving into the property, again those 4 coveted bedrooms, right, in terms of the interest in the property. You can understand why you've got some, Jimmy. Nice and new, the light and dark tones. Moving further through the open plan nature and a good connection to the outdoors. And again, drawing back further from that, seeing the lounge, so nice and spacious inside as well. Private for your friends and family, and again those 4 beds on the separate sort of a wing of the property as well, so nice and private. In terms of location, hard to beat really. No excuse to be late to Aquinas College if you live at this property. And then again the great shopping areas down in that Tauranga crossing and the Pies Par shops, and you're a hop, skip and a jump into town on those arterial routes as well. So an opening bid, an opening offer, ladies and gentlemen. If you've got interest in the room when it comes to cash, otherwise might be able to give you an indication when it comes to value on the property. First call for an opening bid. Second, third and final. Look, as planned, Jimmy, we are going to pass the property in. We're going to close the auction. I'm going to hand it back to you. Have some interested parties who are viewing online on this property. I've asked, positioned on value, happy to give it to you now. Inquiries over $985,000 for 4 beds, modern and in a great area of Pies Park. We believe represents some fantastic value. And inquiries over $985,000. If you've got interest in and around, obviously above that level, get in touch with Jimmy Bell. He'll be able to talk you through the process of making an offer and see if we can get you into ownership on 67 Goodwin Crescent. I wish you well with it, Jimmy. I can't imagine it's on the market for too much longer at that price. Again, we will come back to you with an update on Valley Road as soon as we can. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much again for your patience. In terms of an update, when it comes to 195A Valley Road in Mount Maunganui, leaving the floor where it did, there has been further progression when it comes to the purchasing of that property and exercising their right as they are able to in the auction terms and conditions. The vendor has in fact withdrawn and sold the property on auction terms and conditions to our highest bidder through private negotiation. So again, a big congratulations to our purchaser, congratulations to our vendor, and well done to Richard and Susie Leary for a fantastic campaign. 195A Valley Road, Mount Maunganui has been withdrawn and sold. So again, thank you very much for those who are here in person. Thanks for those viewing online. That is the end of the auction session we have here today at Bauer Real Estate. We'll see another auction shortly. Cheers and good afternoon.